Welcome to Paperweights, the podcast where two self-proclaimed gym rats and shooting enthusiasts delve into the world of literature with a sprinkle of humor. Although their biceps could crush a walnut, don't let that intimidate you. They also have a nerdy side. Mike and Brandon have a voracious appetite for reading, particularly in the fantasy genre, and they want to share their passion with you. So grab your protein shake and your favorite novel and join us for a humorous and insightful journey into the world of books with Paperweights.
Welcome back to another episode of the Paperweights. I am your host, Brandon.
And Justin.
And today we will be discussing the third quarter of Red Seas Under Red Skies by Scott Lynch, which I actually realized this past week that there are actually 3 parts in this book. I thought there were only 2. We are about 50 pages away from the end of part 2. So we don't get to see that kind of part, which I think he does a good job of kind of segmenting. He did a good job in the first book of segmenting by kind of theme and action. We actually got to end on a good kind of cliffhanger in this section, and so we're gonna discuss these chapters 8 through 12, or 8 through
8 through 12.
Okay, yeah. So before we get into that, we'll just plug our sponsor, Mudcat Whiskers. They are a Louisiana small business that specializes in beard care products, candles, and colognes. So he has an array of scents in those products, and you can get beard wash, conditioner, butters, balms, and oils to kind of help keep your beard nice, healthy, sometimes soft, and fragrant if you would like, or you can skip the fragrance. If you don't have a beard and you like to smell good, he has colognes that are excellent. They have the same scent profiles that he sells the beard care products in. And if neither one of those works for you and you want your house to smell good, he usually has an array of scents in candles. So check his website out, www.mudcatwhiskers.com, and use code Paperweights at checkout, and you will save yourself 15%, I do believe it is. So head on over there. Well, Justin, how do you feel about this part? I know you and I both kind of agreed that the second part that we discussed in this book wasn't the best of his writing and of the series that we've read so far. But how do you feel about this part?
I really enjoyed it. Like, it's very fun. I like the pirate stuff. Like, if I got a couple more books where they're just on the high seas being pirates, I'd be down. Like, he should just make a pirate series because it's fun. Like, if he made a Dracasa like prequel series or something, I would definitely read that. But like, it also like is weird because it's like so good, and I'm like, I don't really care about the Requiem stuff anymore. So I'm very curious how it's all gonna tie together.
Yes, I was thinking that same thing, and I was thinking it during the second part too, because I was like, all right, he set up the Requiem game so good, and I wanted to see that go through. But I also like a good pirate story. And so when he started going through, I was like, oh man, this is going to be good. Like, this pirate story is going to be good. And in this section, he almost never had the characters think, oh man, how are we going to, it was once or twice. But they weren't harping, like Locke and Jean weren't harping on, oh man, we really have to find our way out of this situation. It was more of, oh, we just need to survive. But then they just kind of jumped right in with, Oh, yep, this is our life. We're on the high seas and we're pirates now. Um, so let's plunder the booty and plunder the booty. Um, so uh,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it, and he does a good job of writing it. And I would also read a prequel series of Captain Drakasa, um, but also or Drakashi or whatever. I, it was odd how often he went back and forth with the name he used on both the lieutenant and the captain. It's like sometimes it's Zamira, sometimes it's Drakashi, sometimes it's Ezri, sometimes it's
Well, Ezri is the lieutenant.
right.
Yeah.
But both of those characters, he uses sometimes he refers to
Yeah.
their first name, sometimes he refers to their last name. Um,
Or if in the audiobook, she's lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, the book totally has lieutenant, but
Yeah. It's very British.
it is very British. Uh, Christy and I are actually rewatching Downton Abbey, so good show. If you haven't watched it, um,
I need to watch it sometime. I
I
feel like
was really
good.
when it first came out and we started watching. Somebody told us to watch it, and I was like, "What?" I think it was Dustin told us. It was like, and we started watching it. I was like, "All right, this is actually good." So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's also nice having them have allies. Because like for most of like book two or book one, besides like the bastards, they haven't had anybody, and basically all of this book they've been alone. So them getting kind of the pirate crew on their side and stuff has been fun.
we'll see how the council goes.
Yes.
And then also Lieutenant Esri, once she finds out who Jean actually is, we'll see how she reacts to that.
Yes.
So, all right, let's jump in. Chapter 8, Summer's End. As we know, at the end of part 2, um, they kind of were heading into a storm,
And
and
Cal just died.
yeah, and Caldrus died. So their shipmaster died, and now they're going into a storm without women and without uh,
Cats.
cats on their ship. So let's find out what happens.
I do have a cat on my ship though.
Hey, yeah, good to
Yes.
see she's
So
doing good.
yes, she's doing good. She had a little sickness last week, but she's doing good. Unlike Caldrus, who's dead. So basically it picks up, they're in a storm. Locke is like shouting commands, but it's obvious he's overwhelmed and inexperienced. And the crew is taking note, especially Jabril. Um, Basically they end up getting out of the storm more or less intact. I think like one of the mast breaks, and they're kind of they're screwed up, but they're not dead. Like a couple of people died, but like more or less they're okay. And then basically Jabril's like uh confronts him. He's like, "Hey, there's no women, there's no cats. You're not a real captain. Like we're gonna kill you, basically." Also during the storm when the people die, Jabril saw him give last rites as the 13th chaplain of the 13th god instead of the sea god. So he's like, "What the fuck? This is blasphemy." So
I
yeah,
thought that was interesting that he was like his internal monologue was like, I can't pose as a priest of this other god, but I'll do it as the Crooked Warden, and then ask the Crooked Warden to beseech the Iono on our behalf.
yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Um, Basically, there's a mutiny. They end up kind of convincing them to not kill them, but instead put them on the like the smaller ship, the little boat they had. And
Those are
with
the boats that they use to go like from the ship to like the docks in some
yeah,
places where they can't like
yeah,
tie up directly to a dock
yeah,
or shore.
yeah, but with no food or water, and they're gonna let the sea god decide what's happening. And then basically it ends with them seeing the poison um orchid kind of like get to the red messenger, and they're like, "Oh, that's interesting. There's actual pirates here now." And we get a little we big thing, Jean loses the Wicked Sisters. And I was surprised throughout this he didn't get them back. At least not that I know of. He like has like other hatchets or something, but he never was like, "Ah, I got them back" or whatever.
Yeah, it didn't mention that he actually found the Wicked
Yeah,
Sisters.
which is
I
kind of
hope he
surprising.
does get back to them.
Yeah, you think Ezri could like get them for him. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of what happened. Yeah, it's really good to have cats on board. Or else you're
Yes.
gonna or else they're gonna be a giant mutiny.
And women, which they don't have a short supply of women anymore.
No, there's a lot of women. Also, I forgot. But yes. Oh, he I think he tries maybe it's with Drakasha. I think it's with both of them where he says he's not a he fesses up that he's not a naval officer, but he's a like a army officer. Struggle says.
Yeah, that was with Jabril.
Yeah,
When
yes.
yeah, whenever he parlayed with Jabril after coming out, he's like, "Hey, we'll come out as long as you don't kill us." It's like, "Okay." And he's like, "Hey, we're actually intelligence officers.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not captains, but we're intelligence officers." Um, and so like he kind of buys it, but and lets them live.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the last part, sorry, in the
Hmm.
last part, the when the poison orchids come over to the boat that Locke and Jean are in, the captain and the lieutenant mess with them by like, hey, now you need to undress. All right, now you need to stand on like one leg and do such and such.
Yeah. It's technically next chapter, but it's fine.
Uh,
Oh no, wait, actually it's
no,
the
it's
end of the
it's at
yes,
the
the end
end
of the
of this
chapter.
one.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then they make him swim over,
Yeah.
naked. But man, I just thought of that. They make him swim over, but these waters are supposedly like super infested with sharks. Um, so they're lucky they survived that swim.
Yeah. I mean, Jean is sometimes a priest of the death goddess, so has a little luck with him.
Yeah, maybe that's what's protected them.
The Dark Brothers. Um, yeah, fun chapter. I do like that he made like the sailors intelligent, where like Locke is really good at silver tongue and he can do lots of stuff, but he can't fake experience. So they're like, this guy is just he's not what we seems. We're gonna mutiny. So I enjoyed that. He like wasn't able to pull off the ruse without Caldrus.
Yeah, I like that we don't have bumbling idiots on as pirates in this series. Uh, yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this chapter. It definitely had a different narrative feel than the first half of the book. And it continued into the next chapters. And it's just because it's a different, um,
Theme.
I mean, a different theme for one. And he's not our main characters aren't completely um engrossed with multiple lies that they have to worry
Yeah.
about in different factions. Like, um, you did have, oh, we got away from these guys, and now these pirates are coming. Um, but they really embattled themselves in with the crew in the next chapters.
Yeah.
So less tension, I think.
Yeah, it felt more like kind of a normal swashbuckle like fantasy novel,
Yeah,
um,
I enjoyed it.
which is fun. Um, and kind of less of like the layers, even though later on he does do the thing where like they'll have Locke be called by like his like assumed name in like narration, which is kind of weird. Um, that happens with the shipbreaker. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
that kind of
it can kind of throw
confused
you
me.
off, but yeah,
Yeah.
like
I had to
Leo
reread it
Kanto,
like, okay, who is he pretending to be now? Like,
yeah,
is he Leo Kanta? No, he's not. He's Tavern.
yeah. Anyway, you got anything else? We should move on to the Poison Orchid,
We can move on to the Poison Orchid.
which is a cool ship name.
It is.
Yes. Basically, so yeah, they get to the Poison Orchid, which is this big ass pirate ship. I think it's like twice the size of what they had or something. Uh, pretty badass. We meet Zamira Drakasha, the captain of the Poison Orchid. Yeah, they've also, they got the Red Messenger as well. They've subdued it. So their former crewmates are there as well. We meet Esri. I forgot to write her last name down. She's the lieutenant, the basically the first mate of the Poison
Del
Orchid.
Mastro.
Yeah, Damastra, yeah. Um, who is like short, and Jean is immediately smitten, and that will come to a head many a times later.
He's yeah. He the two of them are become smitten with each other because like one of them quoted um
Poetry.
poetry, the book The 10 Honest Turncoats. I forgot the author of it, but they were like, "Wait, you know this?"
Yeah, there's a lot of poetry in this section because that other captain is like, that poetry sucks. I'm like, what? That poetry's awesome. Which
Yeah.
is funny later on.
I got some thoughts on that one too.
Yeah.
Funny pop culture references.
Um, yeah, so their former, like Jabril and all of them are there. They are the former Red Messenger people are assigned to Scrub Watch, which is basically like really just manual labor, doing all the crazy kind of bullshit. Uh, Then he kind of like talks to Captain Drakasa and kind of basically convinces her to let him like live and stuff. Like he kind of joined the Scrub Watch after that. Yeah. Uh, that kind of he lacks quick wit and all that stuff. Um, She's no fool. We get to learn a lot about her. She has two kids. We don't know who the father is. Um, so that might be interesting later on. Yeah, basically he's able to convince her to, and they join the Scrub Watch, and basically Jabril's like, all right, nobody's gonna kill you or whatever because that would piss her off because she spared you. So we're all kind of in the shit together. Um, but yeah, then they kind of start doing life on the ship. Uh, they're doing all the menial tasks. There's a lot of like descriptions of like swabbing the decks and all that stuff. It seems fun. And yeah, there's a lot of description of like how the ship runs with like the red watch and the blue watch and how they like uh trade off and things like that, and how discipline is. And Locke's like, yeah, man, I was a really shitty captain because I didn't have any discipline. This is like how it's run. Even though Ezri is like, yeah, this is like discipline, but if you're on like a real military ship, it's not that disciplined, which is interesting. They have like this one thing where like I forgot it's like forgot the name of the watch, but it's like it's a watch where you can just go get drunk as shit and
The
like that's
Mary
yeah,
Watch.
Mary Watch, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting that because Jean was in charge of keeping the schedule of maintenance and things on the Red Messenger, and on here he's like, "Holy crap! Like this is how you maintain a ship.
Yeah, because like they maintain, and then the person behind them maintains the maintain. It's just a full cycle. We also get a little incident with Bald Masuka, who was like being teased or kind of hazed by this other actual crew member, and he like snaps and like beats the shit out of him, and then he like the captain's like, all right, you shouldn't have done that, but also you picked up a weapon, and I told you not to pick up a weapon. So she throws him overboard, and she's a hardcore. It's really cool.
Is that on in this one?
I
No,
thought that
it's
was on this one. It's the next one.
that's the
Shit.
next chapter. Yeah.
Ah, I messed up my notes.
Yeah. That was the next one chapter. There was a bit with Mazuka in this one, where he was like talking about Locke and Jean. Is like, why are those two in here? And he was like, we should do something to Locke. And one of the other men like grabs him in a chokehold, and Jabril was like, "Hey, look, if we fight, we all go down. We've put Locke out to the god of the sea and said whatever happens
Yeah.
happens, and he ended up back here with us. So we are all in this together, and you're not gonna do fucking shit." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, yeah, okay." Because like
Yeah.
if he screws up, then they all have to pay. That
Yeah.
was a big
Yeah.
theme. That was a big theme that they established early on the ships, where it's like if one person in the crew or the team lies, it hurts the integrity of the entire team. So don't fucking do it.
Yeah. Yeah. For some reason, my chapter header got deleted, so that was fun. Um, but yeah. Also, I like that Locke. He boasted about being agile, so they set him on like the mast and like going up the rigging and stuff. He's like, God damn it! Having it was funny. Um,
Yeah, the other thing that we, in addition to meeting her kids, Cosetta and Paulo, um, we also got to meet most of like I guess they're the officers or the top crew people that are respectable, which are Trigan, which is the physiker or the
yes.
leech, Mum Chance, who's the helmsman, um, and then Gwillem is the quartermaster. And so in the next chapter, we'll find out where they get assigned. So
Yeah.
for specific duties.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, got lots of information like crap lines and
Yeah.
um. So
Yeah.
oh, do do do. There was something about I don't know if it was here. I'm sorry. I'm looking through the my notes here.
Yeah.
Uh, oh yeah, just Locke's lie where he gave his false identity or his real identity. Wait,
Yeah.
he said his false identity is Leo Kanto.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's what he gave to the Archon. And so like I Orville or Orin Ravel is supposed to be his real name,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And didn't he say that like yeah, he like he stole the ship because
Yeah, he
he was
stole the ship from the Archon because it was like his idea of the best plan to get back at the Archon.
yeah.
So,
And she was like, "That's a terrible plan. Should I kill you? Nah, you're kind of funny, so I'll keep you around for now."
but also there's a huge bounty on Zamira's head that Locke doesn't know about.
Yeah.
And she was like, "How do you not know who I like
Yeah. He's like, "Shit." Yeah, because she was in the like pirate uprising years
7
ago.
years
Yes.
ago?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wasn't the leader or anything, but she was like a captain there,
Yeah.
which is fun.
Yeah, the last thing I have here is just a funny quote where it was they've been locked away from women for months, and most of them are Eastern Therin. Very little inclination to lie with one another, you know? And I think that was Ezri telling that to the captain, and the captain was like, "Well, their loss. If I have further need of you."
Yeah. Well, we do know Drabil goes to the same side later
And
on.
yeah, oh, he goes both.
He tries the other side or the same side later on.
But he said, "Yeah, I may have tried it several times."
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
rowdy ship. Yeah. Um, yeah, chapter 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun chapter, good introduction, all the new characters. All Souls in Peril, chapter 10.
Oh, by the way, before we move on,
Yeah.
Not Jean, Locke makes a point of or maybe Scott Lynch makes a point of having Locke realize that it's only been 12 days since he left with the ship, got the crew, and now he's lost everything. But ends up falling asleep, kind of reverting back to his catch fire orphan tendencies.
Yeah, there's a clock that's ticking that he brings up every once in a while about the antidote. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah. So yeah, chapter 10, this is where we see the cool Drakasha killing Bald Mazuka thing. That was fun. Very crazy. She's such a badass. Very cool. Uh, the big thing that happens in this chapter is that there is they sight a vessel on the horizon. And like there's tension, like, ooh, are we gonna go after it? Does it see us? There's a whole like operation. They're like, all right, we're gonna raid this vessel, this merchant vessel. Um, and then so they start doing like a fake fire to draw them closer. They raise a flag that's like, hey, you as long as you help us, you can salvage everything. So it starts getting closer. Locke volunteers to go into the boat and be the first one up the side to, raise hell. He's counting on Jean to help him out in case anything happens. Though I will say, I think Locke sells himself short. He's not a great fighter. He's not terrible though. I mean, he survived enough to the Great King. He survives this fight enough. He gets lucky killing the people, but he still doesn't instantly die. So he's at least competent at fighting. He's just not like a prodigy like John is. Anyway, they like the ruse goes well and they like storm the ship and they run into a bunch of Redeemer priests, which like their thing is like, hey, we're gonna go around and if anyone tries to like have violence against us, we're gonna fight to the death and we're gonna seek glorious deadly combat. And Locke's like, God, holy shit, I'm so dead. This is crazy. There's like 25 of them. And he just like I like how he's like, yeah, I'm gonna die anyway, so I might as well be cool. And he starts like insulting them and like charges them. Anyway, there's a giant fight. It's really cool. Locke ends up like jumping on some barrels and like cutting the rope, and the barrel smashes down, and like he like slits a couple of throats, and then he like looks up, and the guy's about to like skewer him, but he jumps down and slips on some beer, and just like stabs him in the face. Um, so they win the day. It was very cool. Uh, Jean uh, pointedly sticks by Esri's side because she volunteers to lead the charge as well, further cementing their budding relationship. Uh, I will say it seemed like she got hit by like a hammer, and I thought she was gonna like it was gonna be really sad. She had like internal bleeding, and was gonna die, but that never happened. So maybe it was just kind of weirdly worded. But anyway, she's fine. She just had some like scrapes and bruises and stuff. Yeah, but their relationship is in full swing. And yeah, it was cool. I don't know what you got.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh,
So
I think Locke got all the money, right? Is that this chapter as well? I think so. He talks to the captain and gets the money. And that might be next chapter as well. That's next chapter.
yeah, I don't think there's any money involved on this one.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Um, oh, we find out that um Zamira was this is where we find out more about Zamira at the beginning, that she was former Navy in Saroon. Um, more about the Red Watch and Blue Watch and the under lieutenants that run those.
And Saroon is like a seafaring place that's like not in the Komori area. It's like somewhere, I think it's to the east of where we're at or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's one of the islands that's on the map in the Sea of Brass.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but
Where it's like super na it has a lot of big navy.
yeah. Let's see. There was something else I was gonna say.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I thought it was gonna come. So Esri telling Locke he's like, "You get those breech scissors, and if they drop the razor net, you're gonna have to cut a hole." I thought that was gonna come into play,
Yeah.
at
I,
least the scissors.
I think it's eventually gonna come into play because they mentioned the razor net a lot, which it sounds like it's just like kind of barbed wire. I don't know if that's an actual thing. Razor net. They
Uh, I'll say so. The use of elder glass has gotten pretty a lot cooler in this section. So far, we have seen in the previous chapter the captain had
Oh yeah.
basically elder glass armor, so little pieces that were kind of like uh,
Woven in, yeah.
woven together
Yeah,
as a
it's cool as
thing.
shit.
And then Del Mastro or
It has on the
the
scabbard.
lieutenant has
Yeah,
little uh, chips in the handle of her
yeah.
saber. Um, so that's pretty cool. The ship that they're gonna board, we do find out the name later, but in this one they call it a flute. The
Yeah. So it's a
specific name of it.
merchant vessel, basically.
Um,
It's the Kingfisher, right? Yeah.
yes, the Kingfisher. Yeah, the Redeemers were absolutely insane. Like they find out they don't find out in this chapter. It's the next one, I think, where
Yeah.
they found out why the Redeemers were on that ship, which is
Because
an absolutely stupid fucking plan.
they work for free. Because
Uh,
I mean it makes sense, but like I like Locke was like, yeah, in order for a deterrent, you have to actually advertise that they're there.
so
Like,
that they don't come and attack you. Like,
yeah.
but because meanwhile, the Redeemer's like, oh, I hope somebody attacks
Ooh.
us.
They remind me of the so in Warhammer Fantasy, there's a type of dwarf is called a Slayer. And basically they just go around looking for the biggest, baddest monster to fight, hoping to die in like glorious combat. So he's like these guys are basically them. And there's just a whole sect of them. It's funny. I, I'm glad Chains didn't send any of them to study under them, huh? That would have been bad.
Yeah, yeah. Two final big things that happen in this chapter. So the crew from the Red Messenger, they have started to whisper about how awesome Locke is, or Captain Ravel. They're like, oh man,
Yeah.
yeah, he's not a captain, but man, this guy's resourceful. Like, we should keep him around. Like, he's pretty cool. So he hears those whispers, and he's just like strutting around now. Um,
Yeah, because they saw him in his like uh crazed I'm gonna die, just like be charged the Redeemers like this dude is crazy, and he killed four of them. Look, he killed four people because they didn't see him actually like kill them while they were down and stuff. So he's just like, they're like, oh my God, this guy Jerome is also a badass, but I think Ravel might be even more of a badass.
Yeah, there was something.
It really reminds me of One Piece, and it's a pirate show as well. There's this character called Buggy. He always kind of lucks into like winning, and people just like see the aftermath of his winning and are like, oh my God, you're like the craziest fighter ever, but he kind of sucks at fighting. It's really reminding me of that. I wonder if he took any inspiration from One Piece.
It could be. Uh, what was? Hold on. Oh, this quote that they were talking about because Locke actually said it. He said, "Come then, face Ravel. The gods have sent your doom, motherfuckers." Like if you just hear somebody say that and you're like, then he comes out later and he's killed four people, you're like, "Oh shit, that dude is a badass." But
Yeah,
he's just like, "Well, I'm gonna fucking die, so I'm just gonna go balls to
yeah.
the wall and see if I make it out alive."
Because yeah, if I do make it out alive, I look like a hero.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like in sports, like how some people like guarantee a victory. Uh, because it's like, hey, if we lose, oh no, I look like an idiot. But if we win, I look like a prophet. I will live on forever.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that was some good stuff. So,
Yeah, it was very fun. Um,
and then the final thing um is Locke and Jean get in an argument. Jean has because of his interest in uh the lieutenant is trying to convince Locke that, hey, we can't just throw these people away to get back to our thing. Um, we've got to, we can't fuck them over just to get back to Stragos. They're thieves like us. We are a brotherhood, and we should come clean to them.
yeah,
Which later on we find out that, Locke does come clean to the captain,
yeah.
but it seems like Jean has not fully come clean to his love interest. So
We don't actually know. He's come
we
clean enough because he gave her his real name and stuff like that. So
But you can tell somebody your real name and not
yeah,
tell them like your reasons for being there.
true, true.
So,
Um,
her if she finds out their reasons, which I don't think he's given her all that information.
yeah, I could see
The
that.
the end of chapter 12,
Yeah,
um, I it makes me feel like whenever they go to the council meeting, the lieutenant is not going to be happy with Jean.
I could see that. But also, I don't think anything they've done is bad. It's just kind of the bad news that they have of what Stragos is planning. So I kind of hope that it doesn't say it. Something probably gonna happen because either she's gonna tragically die, which is gonna be really sad, or like they're gonna like part ways at the end and be like, because like I don't see them being on the like Pirates next book or whatever. It seems like he wants to do other
Genre.
ventures with them, yeah, genres or whatever. So maybe I mean maybe she comes with them. That'd be cool. I think we need more members of the team. So it'd be nice. I'd be down for her to join because she's really cool. But I either she's gonna die or it's gonna be something tragic, or maybe she joins next book, which would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I just got the feeling, and for some reason, an actual concrete example hasn't come to mind, but like, um, or maybe like, what was it? She's All That, the movie She's All That. I don't know if you've seen that one, but where they
Oh.
Freddie Prinze Jr. takes the nerdy girl on a bet with his friends to be like, I can make her into a pretty girl and take her to a dance, and he ends up falling in love with her, but then of course he has to say, hey, I originally went to you because of a bet, but then I ended up falling in love with you, and they have to like,
Brandon, I think you mean Not Another Teen Movie.
well, that's a satire of
No, no, it's not. Totally original.
but in any of those cases where it's like, um, or even here we go, Fast and Furious. Brian falls in love with uh,
No,
Michelle. No, Michelle Rodriguez is the actress.
no, and that's not even the lady. Uh,
Oh yeah, that's not even like it's Dominic's sister.
yes,
He falls in love with her, but then also like really does like Dom as a friend,
yeah.
and then has to then say, "Hey, by the way, I'm undercover, but I really do like y'all. Like, you don't understand. Like, here we go." It feels like something along those lines.
I could kind of see Vin Diesel playing Jean. It'd be really funny. I could see it though.
Vin Diesel's small though.
He looks big enough. Movie magic.
Yeah, I mean, he does look big compared to most people he's in a movie with, but when you put him next to The Rock, it was
The
like,
Rock's like huge, but
yeah.
also not huge. There's
Uh,
that. I mean, The Rock.
Who's
I
bigger
mean,
than The Rock?
I don't know a lot of you. How tall is The Rock?
Rock's like 6'5", I want to say.
I know a lot of people are bigger than The Rock. Have you seen that picture? This is a tangent of Arnold Schwarzenegger between God, the basketball
Oh
player
yeah.
and the other thing, and he looks like a child. Yeah, like relative like
Yeah, The Rock is six
size
foot
is crazy.
four.
Okay, so he's big.
Was it? It wasn't Kareem. It was
It was what's his face? The Lakers guy, and that's not Kareem. It,
Kareem is 7'2".
yeah, Will Chamberlain. Will Chamberlain. Arnold, and it's I think
No.
yes, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, Wills, and Andre the Giant, and he looks like a child. Here, I'll put it in Discord for you. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
Wait, Wilt Chamberlain was the guy that was in Conan?
he's one of them. Yeah, yeah,
I didn't think it was Wilt Chamberlain that was in there. For some reason, I was thinking somebody else. Yeah, I see this now.
yeah,
I did see that picture, and yeah, he does look tiny.
yeah.
He's a
That's
huge dude.
crazy. So yeah, you can make. How big is Vin Diesel?
Vin Diesel's like 5'8".
Um,
6 foot.
all right, he's.
He's
I
six
mean,
foot. The Rock's 6'4".
yeah. I mean, Jean. I mean, if this is like medieval times, everybody was like 5'8", so Jean could be like 6 foot and be big and stuff.
But then who's gonna be the oh God, what's the guy's name at the end of this chapter?
uh, that huge dude that's like, yeah, if I have my cock stands up, they have four masses.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, I got his name. I have to scroll down. Uh, Rodonaville,
Rodovan.
Rodovan, yeah,
Yeah.
Rodovan.
That's an interesting guy. He was learning under well, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
Chapter
yeah,
11.
yeah. All else truth. Um, yes. Basically, there's a really after the battle, there's a really long ceremony where everybody's inducted into being a full crew member. That was one of the perks of going over first and like doing the battle was you be off scrub watch and you become like full-fledged members of the Orchid. So
Or you
yes,
could leave when you get to port product.
yes. You would be off scrub duty.
But
So
if you refuse to go onto the ship first, you're basically death, I think, is what they said.
yeah, basically, or they were like, you can be scrub duty forever, which yeah. Um, so there's a really long thing. It was fun, ceremony. Uh, very much pomp and circumstance, which was cool. Uh, yeah, so they're all inducted in that, and they there- there's a whole thing of like trying to find all the money that like ships hide away, in case they're like robbed by pirates. And Locke basically shows Drakasha his kind of his savvy. And this is where she starts kind of trusting his instincts a little bit. He's like, "Hey, I can do this for you." And so one of the crew members of the Kingfisher that is already dead, and then they do a deception where she's shows that she's going to be merciless and like execute the entire crew unless he tells her where the money is. She like stabs him, even though he's already dead. The physiker gets to like kind of kick his leg a little bit, which is fun. Um, and That works. They get the gold, proving
Immediately, the guy's
yeah,
like, "Oh, it's under this table."
yeah.
You go.
We learn a little bit about it. She's like, hey, like basically we don't put everybody to the sword that's dumb as shit. We let everybody live, and then they don't come hunt us. And then like they lose a couple of ships, but the amount of money they get for the trade makes up for that. Also, if their ship comes back, they don't have ships are expensive as shit. So like if the ship comes back, it'll also be like offset the money lost. So we're kind of like cool.
It's
Like
almost
not
expected sometimes to be like,
yeah.
"Oh, yeah, everybody's got to pay the highwayman sometime."
Yeah, it's built into the margins basically. Um, so yeah, she's like, yeah, that's kind of how it works. We don't mess with Talvarar because we learned our lesson a long time ago. So we kind of steer clear of that. We do the shipping lanes. We take what we need or whatever. And then she's like, hey, your story is kind of bullshit. We I think you're working with the priori. And he's like he like kind of lets her talk herself into what's happening. Um, and Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's fun, a little dialogue there. Oh wait, no, sorry. Then he actually this is where he confesses to her, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
she brings him back to the taffrail and is like, "Hey, look down there in the water. There's like humongous creatures. Like it would be pretty bad if somebody were to fall in there, right?"
Yeah.
Um, and so then he starts.
Because we're living in Cthulhu times. There's just sea monsters everywhere. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. He ends up confessing to her, basically telling her basically the truth because she thinks she's with the Priori, and he's like, yeah, that's right. Sorry. He's like,
Yeah,
I could let this deception kind of work itself out because she's already deceiving herself, but he thinks about what Jean said, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna tell you what's up. Tells her basically everything except their real names and a few other things. Uh, here what he notes, but
so
he leaves a couple of things. Oh, and the Requiem games. He doesn't say about the Requiem stuff, but that's it. And while it's happening, we it was kind of cutting back and forth. Jean and Esri are Jean is badly flirting with Esri until she's basically, all right, we're gonna go back to my cabin and we're gonna smash real hard and we're gonna make the physical real angry. And they go do that. Everybody applauds them. Uh, and Locke's like, all right, yeah, you go. All right, I'm still hung up on this one lady that maybe we'll see next book. So I don't think she's gonna appear this book. Um, but
yeah,
yeah,
so
that was fun.
a funny scene was when Jean kept doing something like looking awkwardly at the lieutenant, and she's like, "Did I say or do something wrong?" He's like, "What?" She goes, "You keep looking at me
Mm.
awkwardly." He's like, "Oh, well, whenever you made me strip down naked, I lost my optics, so I'm having to like try to focus on you." And she's like, "Oh, okay, that's what's going on."
And he's like, he does a pretty smooth line. He's like, it's worth squinting for you or whatever. Um, yeah. So yeah, they go bone.
And he
Real.
tells her about his scars.
Yeah, she asked him about the scars. He tells her. Apparently they kicked like a hole in the wall while vigorously lovemaking, which really really pissed off the physiker who has a pet giant spider as big
Spider.
as a cat, which is very scary. That secretes the web that they use to bind wounds, which is also pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
She's
yeah,
the lieutenant is also the sixth of six kids. And like Jean is like practicing reciting poetry. And she's like, look at me when you're doing it. It's like, well, I can't, I'm nervous, so I'm gonna do it to the barrels. And it was then she also was like, wait, you and Jean or you and Ravel are having a disagreement, aren't y'all? Um, that was before he
yeah,
took her to the cabin, but
yeah.
um,
And then basically the end of the chapter is Jean, Locke tells Jean kind of that he told Drakasha what happened. He's like, all right, I mean, that was a good thing to do. And he also apologizes and says he was a dick and that he doesn't, um, because he was being kind of pissy early in the book about like Jean's interest in Esri. And he's like, yeah, I have this like complex about Sabitha. I don't begrudge you any of your romance or whatever. I was being a dick. And then like they kind of make up a little bit, which is good.
and this is the first time that Locke meets the cat Regal
Yes.
or kitten,
Yeah. Has
um,
his own little cat.
who he's going as much as he tries to say he's not falling for, he's falling for the kitten.
Yeah, I do love that he's like, I can't kick you because then I think I would be thrown overboard. I'm just gonna put you down gently. No, stop waking me up, you son of a bitch. I think meow. Yeah.
Uh,
Um. Yeah,
my
because Locke goes and gets drunk, which is a rarity for him, so we found out last book. So
and this is where we find out that Jabril spent the night with a redhead from Blue Watch and a dude.
yep, and he had a
Um,
good time. He had a good time.
he did. I was gonna say the talk to the cat and putting her down and all this stuff. Uh, my cat's 18.
Aw.
She's got arthritis and everything. So she gets a monthly injection that kind of numbs the pain nerves
Yeah.
in the areas, um, so that it doesn't discourage her to move.
Mm.
Um, so that she doesn't atrophy any more than she has already.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, lately she's just been um, not that she didn't before, as if anybody that knows that's ever come over, my cat will sit in your lap. Uh, but lately she's just been like draping more and just leaning more and just kind of just being more loving and just all on top. So
Yeah. I will say Regal is a good name for a cat.
it is.
Might have to remember that if I get another one.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, you can't name the pet after a pet that's in a book. You got to name the pet after a main character in a book that's a human.
I mean,
Or
Locke is also a pretty good name for a cat.
Locke is a good name for a cat.
Or Jerome. No, Jerome.
Jerome.
Requin. Requin is a pretty good name for a cat.
Yeah. My sister-in-law's cat's name is Marcus, and I'm like, that's
Mm.
not a cat.
Yeah, it's too human. Dr Drakasha might be too long, but it'd be kind of Drakasha, no, get down. I kind of like that too.
This is my cat, Drakasha. And of course, my cat's name is Fail
Yeah.
from Wheel of Time. And if people like, especially the vet, they're like, who? And I'll have to spell it. And even when I say it, they'll like I go pick her up from the vet, and they call over the intercom. Hey, we need. They've said some funny things like, we need Fale to the front to go home.
That's how it's spelled. So yeah, my cat's name is Nyx, which single syllable, also like a Greek goddess. So yeah, that works. Not after the basketball team.
Oh,
After the Greek
not after
goddess.
Bo Nix,
Yes.
but
Spelled
is it I or Y?
Y.
Okay, I thought so.
The Greek goddess of darkness, I think, or maybe it's Roman. It's Roman or Greek.
Goddess of darkness.
Yeah,
I attack the darkness. What do you want to attack it with?
She is a dark goddess, Greek goddess of night.
There you go.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I had an ex-girlfriend of mine had a bunny rabbit. I named the bunny rabbit Sazed.
Okay, I know what book you were reading at the time.
Yes. There was also a rescue wiener dog that she had that actually had like a burn mark on one side.
Mm.
And I was like, that dog's name is Rand now. So I named that dog Rand.
Spoiler alert.
Um, and then there was a kitten that I was going to have, but then she took back to the vet and it didn't come back to us. Somebody else took it or something. But that one was I was gonna name Perrin. So I was gonna have two cats and it was gonna be Perrin and it was gonna be Fayo.
Oh,
So
yeah. Hope Perrin's doing good wherever he is.
yeah.
I mean, he's the well, I can't say that's also a spoiler. He's
He's
doing
a-
fine in the Two Rivers,
Yeah.
doing stuff that you will read. If you read 15 books of the Wheel of Time, you will know what happens to Perrin.
Yes. You should read the 15 books in the Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
It's really good. I was actually really, and we're off on a tangent. We have one more
Yeah.
chapter, but
Yeah.
these can go longer than they have been anyway. So, not that we're just trying to fill, we're having organic conversation here about books and things and topics.
Well, not anymore, Brandon.
We are, well, we're going to talk about a TV show,
Yeah. Okay.
but I was actually enjoying more and more as the Wheel of Time show went on. I thought they were getting, I mean, I liked season one for the most part. Apart from obviously making, so I know it's been said, but I think the Two Rivers should have been a not a melting pot village. It needed to be all one like uh race and not just a melting pot of people because of how isolated it was. It makes sense in a narrative that it should exist. That the other bit about the thing they changed with the Aes Sedai, and then the final chapter or not chapter, the final episode was kind of
Fair enough.
stupid.
Yeah.
But getting into the later seasons, and especially in the last one, I really felt that they looked at some of the complaints about some of the narrative changes they made and worked to reverse them and go more towards the book path. Um, and once it got there, I think it was going to be better. But then it got canceled.
Yeah.
So almost like the was it the Rise of Skywalker or whatever, where they spent the first 20 minutes uh retconning the eighth movie.
I never saw it.
You never saw the ninth one?
No,
Uh,
eighth one. It was just too bad. I didn't feel like watching it in theaters.
uh,
Yeah, Wheel of Time. It was just bad. I kind of checked out second season because they really ruined The Great Hunt, which is top top probably four Wheel of Time book for me. I really like The Great Hunt.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's good. I didn't like the changes they made there, but
yeah, but yeah. Uh, Good old Wheel of Time. Maybe we'll do a Wheel of Time podcast one of these days. We won't reread the entire series because that'll take a billion years, but we could do a little discussion about it. That'd be fun.
well, I mean, the first 10 episodes of this podcast are me and Mike discussing
It's
and
true.
reading Eye of the World.
Yeah, I don't.
I think he's on book 3 or 4 um of Wheel
But
of Time now. So
it's got quite a journey.
he did read Mistborn,
Okay.
the first trilogy. So
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we can do that sometime. That'd be fun. Just like favorite scenes or something. Yeah, just if we want to do some Wheel of Time content without having to do the entire book series, that'd
we
be
could take the Ruidian chapters um in both of the books those exist in. I'm not giving
yeah.
any specifics on there, but we could actually look at those and discuss those in detail. That would be a good episode.
Yeah, do that. Be fun.
So
But I mean, I'm always down to talk Wheel of Time.
yeah.
Anyway, chapter 12, Port Prodigal,
Port Prodigal.
which is where they've been going the entire time. If we haven't said, we probably haven't. Yes, so they're going to Port Prodigal. They're a couple days out. They find out that like their normal route through the Trader's Gate is blocked or whatever, so they have to go the other way through the
I didn't get that it was blocked. It was
like the winds were bad or some
yeah,
shit.
the winds
They're having
were bad where it would make them like take multiple days to traverse it.
Yeah. And they're having like go through like I think there's like little islands and stuff they're having to dodge and stuff. Anyway, they go through siren infested waters. They tie themselves to the rails and it's really creepy and there's some sirens that try to big sailors go drown themselves. Locke hears his real name, but we're in Jean's perspective, so we don't know the real name yet. I wonder if that's just gonna be a running gag throughout the entire series. That'd be kind of funny.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
The
very
series
cool.
ends with Locke dying, and he's like, "My name is
James John Doe.
James."
James Buchanan. I'm a president.
Was it in
Um,
5 syllables? So yeah, so Jameson.
it's just Captain. Yeah, Jameson. It's like, yes,
James.
I'm a whiskey. Anyway,
Joe
yeah,
Jameson
Joe
is his
Jameson.
real name.
Yeah. They get to Port Prodigal. There's a bunch of captain ships there, so the captain is very wary. She kind of just sends a little bit of a shore party and makes everybody else kind of be ready for a scuffle. Which may or may not happen. Also, the Red Messenger is going a different route, but we find out later. They basically they go to the shore. We get a good description of the Port Prodigal. It's very much like Mos Eisley, ragtag of scum and villainy. Very port, very cool. There's like these maintainer kind of police squads that like will crush you if you get out of line. It's pretty cool. They straight up just murk a dude that comes out for like wants to get booze or rape you, and they just like stab him, which was kind of crazy.
And he was like, "Coin or suck."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they're just like, die, and they just kill him. It was kind of crazy. I like that they're like, you're like, ah, yes, this reminds me of Kimura. I'm like, all right. I love that they're like, before they go, they're like, Locke's like, Captain, you should bring us with you. We can like talk. Jean's really badass. I can like talk really good. And she's like, it's gonna be really rough. He's like, we're from Kimura. And she's like, all right, let's go. We can go. Kimura definitely has a reputation of being crazy. They go to the bar called the Tattered Crimson. There, Captain Drakasa gets to show her badassery by beating the shit out of Captain Rance by like being like, "Hey, let's do a drinking game. If you spill it in your face," she's like, in your face," and I'd like pimp slap you, and it was really cool. You're in my seat. It was really cool. This is when we get Captain uh, uh, Rodan, uh, Ronadov,
Radovan.
Radovan, yeah. Who is like another big ass captain. She calls the meeting of the captains
Rodonov,
Rodadov, yeah. Who like is
captain of the Dread Sovereign.
who really likes poetry and thinks that the poet that Jean and Ezri like is like garbage because like he's like the Therans locked up the real good shit like in their vaults before we like blew up their entire civilization or whatever.
That scene reminded me of Good Will Hunting. But
You can see that.
yeah, where they were just going back and forth, like, oh, that's not good, but how about this guy? Where he talks, well, hey, about this, and they was just going back and forth, back and
Yeah. I
forth.
like how everybody's like, can y'all shut up? We don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, at least do us the favor of telling us what y'all like, giving us an idea what y'all are arguing about.
Yeah. Very cool. Like you definitely get the sense that Drakasa is very much a big wig in the Port Prodigal. Um
And we at the end of that conversation with um Jeffrem or Rodinov, we find out that he was a student of rhetoric under one Vincarlo Basarvi, like 20 Barsavi,
yeah.
25 years ago. And that was before Barsavi came to Camor. He was a professor of rhetoric who used students to go on beer runs. And when that was found out, they ran him out of town. And then the students that were doing the beer runs had to this is when he just like left and became a pirate at that point.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention, as they enter the Bay of Port Prodigal, like there's like these Eldrin stones underneath the water that keeps all living fish and shit out of the bay, which is really crazy.
Yeah.
It's of Eldrin make, which that was cool.
I don't know how that works outside of it being magical
Yeah.
to let a boat go through, but no creatures.
Yeah. Like the Eldrin are really fun. I like the like mysterious like sea stuff is really cool. And it's gonna be kind of sad that we're probably not gonna get more of it. As they go to another city. I don't know where else it. Maybe they go to freaking not Carbroth, but the other the mage city. That's not
Oh,
Carbroth. Carthane?
Carthane.
Yeah. It's not the city of bells, but it sounds like it. Because I'm guessing that's where they go next. I guess we'll see. But yeah, yeah, so very cool. All the captains are really fun. Like the descriptions of Port Prodigal and all the craziness. And then basically it ends this chapter ends with them selling off the Red Messenger to the shipbreaker, who's like this dude that he's the guy that buys all the ships that everybody steals, and he charges really cheaply for them. And Locke comes up with a scheme that Drakasa allows him to do, where he dresses up as like a rich prince and he's gonna buy this ship and drives up the price. And he that ends up succeeding, and he does the whole it's like the whole thing of like he's not gonna tell anybody because of the reputation. I'm Thorda Kamor. This is my one move I do. If you get scammed by me, you'll be too embarrassed, so you won't say anything. It's very cool. It was a cool little scene. They're in their element.
The shipbreaker, for some reason, I mean, his
He's like
description,
Jabba the Hutt,
my mind went to Baron Harkonnen.
or that, yeah,
Like, all I could picture was Baron Harkonnen,
yeah. That's a
with
good.
this guy.
Yeah, yeah. He's like he has a crazy voice in the audiobook. He's like, "Yes, what do you want?" I can't do it, but yeah, he has a good voice. Audiobook still is good. Um,
I need to listen to the audiobooks for these, uh, because I did like the voices in the first one. Uh, what's funny is when I can't, like, if I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't go back to sleep, but then I'm like telling myself, like, I can't get up and do anything because I need to sleep because I have things to do the next day.
yeah,
I'll put an earbud in and I've been putting on um, Liza Lachlamora audiobook and just letting it play and I'll fall asleep.
yeah,
Not because it's boring, but just because
yeah.
it keeps my mind from like wandering
Mm,
on thoughts. Like a lot of times what keeps me and other people awake that talk about it, people who talk about reasons why they can't go, like why they're staying awake, it's because their brain just keeps going from one thing to another, and it's usually not the positive things that are going on in your life. It's the obscure, either negative things or things that you are aware that you need to do better at, that your brain is like, let's try to fix these things right now. It's like, no, I want to go to fucking sleep. I don't want to think about these things. But anyway,
yeah.
putting on an audiobook keeps my brain from thinking, which
Yes.
allows me to go to sleep. So,
Makes sense. But yeah, yeah, the audiobook is good though. You get all the good names. He does some fun voices too for like Esri and Tricasa and stuff. And he does some crazy voices for oh my god, what's her name? The burned lady, Cylindri or something like that.
uh, yeah,
Requin's lady, yeah.
I think Solandria is her
She
name.
has a pretty crazy voice. But yeah, he succeeds in the scheme. Everybody's happy about getting a bunch, like 800 more Solari, something like that. And then basically they're gonna get ready to go to the meeting. They're gonna go kind of enforce. And last thing we get a little bit of like Dracasa's point of view, where she talks with Esri, and she's like, "Hey, Jerome hasn't told you everything. You might be a little pissed off at this meeting." She's like, "We'll see." Um, so yeah, it's kind of where we get
There,
now.
there was also a little bit that, like after Locke get swindles the shipbreaker and they're celebrating, like Zamira's like, Locke, you need to like she tethers Locke and Jean up. Like, hey,
Oh yeah,
y'all are too
y'all are
y'all are
too good
too
at this.
good
Yeah,
to just not have my eyes on you. But
yeah. Well,
y'all have Mary Watch and y'all have earned some extra cut. So
I do love that Locke's like, yeah, that's fair. We're really good at getting into trouble and like screwing people over. Also, I forgot there's a really hilarious beat where the Physiker transferred rooms with the quartermaster or something, and he's like, "Wait, why did you do that?" I said, You'll see. You're like,
oh yeah.
yeah, it was really funny. I can't take any more of this. Like, you'll figure it out really quickly, which was hilarious. Because yeah, they be smashing real hard.
No.
Uh, but yeah, all right, that's kind of what happens. All right, I guess we're into final theories. We can end this because we're gonna do the end of the book, right? We're finishing it.
Uh I mean, I was considering putting it on my DNR now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Or DNF. DNRs do not resuscitate.
yeah,
DNF, yeah,
or
did not finish.
did not read anything. Yeah, DNF. I'll finish it.
No, I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah, I know, Jake.
So, all right, so the biggest mystery is still who the two other guys are on the dock in the
Sure.
prologue. Uh, man, I've got to say at this point, um, I'm gonna say one guy is Jabril.
I can see that.
The other guy, I'm gonna go with Jeffrem, who was
Okay.
the guy, the other captain that was under but Barsavi, studied under Barsavi.
I can see that.
And he's the one that they said he's like so big that he doesn't have to play by the same rules. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah. Because he's like bigger than like Big L, the other big guy that they said. I
And
could,
not just not just his physical size, but like his
yeah,
ship and his influence and everything.
yeah, he's pretty powerful. I mean, that makes sense because like it's not. I don't think it's gonna be Stragos because I don't think Jean could like bluff by like doing that to them. You know what I mean? Because he like Jean either betrays Locke, which we kind of know is not gonna happen because there's two more books. Um, unless like Jean dies and it's just Locke, that'd be kind of crazy. Um, but so it's I don't think it's gonna be Stragus because you would know that wouldn't happen. And I don't think it's gonna be Requiem, so it has to be some pirates. Um, and like it seems like Jaquil, and yeah, I think that makes sense.
We're going with Jaquil now. Is that you
Did
changed
I?
his name?
Did
Jaquil?
I?
Jabril?
Yeah, Jabril, whatever, something like that. Jabril, whatever. Shut up, Brandon.
Got
I'm also an Arthur. Um, yeah, I can see that. Thanks, shut up.
your mic stop?
Yeah, yeah.
So what else? What else? Why are you trying to fix your
Hello?
microphone? I mean, I can still hear you. There's still a mic coming through. Your audio isn't working,
Okay.
Justin? So I don't think Justin's audio, I don't think he can hear us. We can hear him.
What did she do? Tests? Okay. That's
I can hear you.
okay. Test, say something.
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
The cat like rolled over and fucked my shit up.
Uh, she probably hit a button that just muted
Yeah.
audio because I could hear you the whole time.
All right. Well, that's good.
You told us all kinds of secrets.
All right, I did.
Yeah.
Um,
So what else besides the mystery of the two other men on the dock? What else do we have? Um,
I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna use the like. I think they're gonna like end up using the rec kind of like the first book. They're gonna using the Requiem game to like have Stragos go there and like use the chairs or whatever they're gonna use to like kill him. And it's gonna be kind of like the first book where like the Requiem stuff. It's kind of like a side thing, like the Zalvaras were, and they're gonna kind of be like, "Yeah, we were playing you, but now we're gonna help you actually kill Stragos or whatever." Um,
sorry, I just thought of this. One thing we didn't discuss in this was the cards that that
yes,
Locke had. I said Jacques this time.
yeah,
The cards that Locke had that weren't actually playing cards, but they were alchemical cement that interact with alcohol
Yes.
and
We
turn
should just
into
use we should just use Jacques as using for both of them. Instead of like
yeah.
the bastards were gonna be like, yeah, Jacques and went to the do this.
Jacques went and did this.
Yeah.
Who's Jacques?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
it's
was
John and Locke.
that was very interesting because like also now he doesn't have a complete deck, so I don't know how that works. Um
But they were very expensive.
they were very expensive. So obviously something for the Requiem
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
for yeah, I think it's gonna be like the first book.
Oh,
What?
okay. So if so, we have the clue that the chairs are somehow fire retardant. There's
Yeah.
there's some fire retardant aspect to the chairs. So what if it has some type of like squirting mechanism, but instead of putting water, he fills it with booze, and these cards are in the seats and they get wet, and whoever's sitting in the chairs are now stuck to the chairs for some reason.
That could be cool.
Whatever it is, I don't know. It sounds hilarious, but
Yeah. I also think the cat is gonna somehow save Locke,
maybe
right?
I can see that too. I think it would be I think it would be balls crazy if those cards are actually used to submit somebody to a chair.
That would be crazy.
That would be like Clarus guessing the people of the dragon.
Yeah.
Level crazy prediction.
Yeah. I do think that Stratos is gonna die. We're gonna find out that not Moraine, but Maraine or whatever,
Yeah.
is working for. I think she's working for the. I'm thinking she's working for the Bonds of Picha. Let's do that
Okay.
because the priority is like the most obvious, but either that or she's like working. Or if we wanted to bring in book one, she's working for the Spider or the new Spiders, which would be kind of cool. Um, But that seems I don't know what maybe Kimura wants to maybe start another war or something.
Yeah.
Um I don't know. I'm curious what's gonna happen with her. If she's gonna be alive to be another wrinkle in the coming books.
Also, do you think that Locke has enough influence on Cylindri to get her to kind of question Requin? Because it seemed like that's what he was trying to implant in her, right?
Yeah, I don't think that would work with now, you know what I mean? Since they've been gone for months and stuff. I don't I don't I don't think they're gonna end up robbing him. Like I think it's gonna be like book one where that game gets folded into the Stragos murder or whatever it happens to him.
So the pirates, the Priori, and Requin all gang up on Stragos.
Yeah. They all kind of hate him, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense. And he's able to like leverage his connections with Requin to maybe meet with the Priori to like make a like a deal with the pirates.
But
And
also,
like
so Drakasha, okay, Drakasha was from Sarun, right?
yeah,
Okay. So what if, do we know where Ezri was from?
they said, but I don't know.
Okay. What if there's obvious history from the war, right?
Yeah.
So where was I going with that? I don't know. I mean, they obviously hate Stragos, so but there's got to be some other connections that are formed somewhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, man. And my final, really bold prediction, just because it'd be fun. I think at the end of it, Ezri leaves the ship and becomes like a gentleman bastard for the next book. We get a lady. So now we would have three principal characters. Um, get a female in the main cast, which would be cool. You know, have a little bit of romance with her and Jean, and she's a badass, so that'd be fun.
I like that.
Yeah, either or she's gonna die, and it's really sad.
That could be a possibility as well.
Yeah,
I hope she doesn't die.
yeah,
We need some happy things for our guys.
yeah.
All right.
All right, I think that's it.
Yeah. So, next episode we will discuss the remainder of the book. And we shall see what happens. The next chapter is chapter 13, Points of Decision. And it starts with a mile of lonely beach. So, all right. If you made it this far, like, follow, subscribe, share, leave a rating or review, smash that like button, as they say. And visit our sponsor, Mudcat Whiskers, www.mudcatwhiskers.com. Use code Paperweights at checkout, and you'll save yourself 15% on your beard care products, candles, or cologne, or some combination of all of those. So, thanks for listening. If you have any comments or predictions, just comment on our YouTube, and we can engage you there. We shall see y'all next week.